you. Mr. Hyde.
You know, when I was a kid in the UK...
You want to identify yourself, please?
Oh, sure, she just did, but sure. My name's Martin Hyde. You may recall me, Mini Trump. I ran for a seat on the City Commission and got thumped, so I'm here on this side. I'm on the side of taxpayers. When I was a kid in the UK, the mail order catalogues used to arrive in October in plenty of time for Christmas. And it was a ritual in those days for all of us kids to grab the catalogue and to go to the toy section to make our wish list for Santa. And we knew, of course, even as kids, that we'd only get a fraction of the things that we'd circled and coveted. It seems that our city manager's version of a wish list is at budget time, and his catalogue is Ian Black's real estate listings. Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 says, "When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me." It seems that some of us haven't put the ways of childhood behind us in terms of asking for things that we don't need and we cannot afford. Our city manager backed his light bulb moment about the Players Theatre with quotes such as land banking, perhaps like the city land bought in 2008 at 423 South Washington for $2 million, taking it off the tax rolls, costing us approximately $15,000 in lost annual taxes, and this land is still vacant. Mr. Barwin's other quote was that if we had to sell it later, which he just disavowed, it'll only go up in price, which overlooked a few stubborn facts, which the mayor asked for, and I have right here. In 2007, the property appraiser had the Players Theatre on at $7.71 million. By 2015, it was down to $3.858 million. In 2016, it was assessed at $5.389 million, which is still over 40% less than in 2007, and still over 40% lower than the asking price of $9.5 million. Where this expertise on property values our city manager implies he has comes from is unclear to me, as he's never purchased a property in the city despite making 200 grand plus a year. Possibly the insight to value comes from the broker, Ian Black, who stands to make a potential $500,000 plus commission on a sale at these terms. Clearly, this is a doubtful value at best, and it also overlooks the reality that we have 42 acres of bayfront land, which we talked about already, which we own. The grass is not greener on the other side of US 41, Mr. Barwin. It is demonstrably less valuable, and we don't need it. What we do need is to recognize that we are $156 million still in the hole on our pensions, have 25% less police than we had 15 years ago, face a likely reduction in tax revenue in these changes to homestead mooted that will pass in Tallahassee, and have major infrastructure issues, as seen in this picture, from street flooding, which we had again in the city last week. Whilst we are all acutely aware of our city manager's love for live theatre, per his 17 free trips to the Van Wezel on our dime, I don't think at this time we can afford to buy him his own theatre. Thanks so much.
Mr. Slugger.